material things are nice, but it's more important to do something you love.
Hi, I'm Iesha. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I want to do a explanation, I guess, even though there's nothing to really explain, but I want to tell you guys about why I want to try to do a no spend year for 2023. I'm going to tell you why, and I also want to tell you how I plan on going about it. So let's go ahead and hop into it. So I have my handy dandy notebook with my notes in it just so I can try to not ramble. I pray this is not a super long video and I can get to do these points quickly. But I want to do the why first. So the why is because I feel like I'm no longer enjoying unboxing videos. I feel like I have turned robotic. I feel like my personality has went out the window as far as creative content on YouTube. I feel like, let me grab a bag for example. When I am doing unboxings, I'm like, hello, here is the bag. Here is the turn lock closure, burgundy interior, slip pocket on the back. Like, I feel like I'm scripted. And it's so crazy because I never do my videos scripted. But I feel like if you are interested in a bag, my video is probably not the first bag, but my video is probably not the first video you've looked into when you're researching a bag. You've probably looked on Instagram, you probably, looked at other people's YouTube videos, all those kind of things. So I feel like I am no longer needed in this space of unboxing videos. I feel like there is plenty of that content already. And I feel like sometimes the attention that I get from these videos are a little like mixed. First of all, I don't really care, to be honest. I've never been one to care that often. To be honest, I have been kind because there's a lot of comments that I can go off on because it's kind of like, if you don't like it, then bye. Like, first of all, people will say like, oh, I wasted your time, yada, yada, yada. But you clicked this video, sis. And if I'm wasting your time, why are you still here commenting? Bye. Like, people are so extra. Or simple things that people act like they know you. I remember one time I posted on Instagram that I really was into, I think it was like that summer where like green was a really popular color. I can't remember if it was this summer or last summer. But I had posted, I was like, oh, I've been loving this like green trend. I never even bought a green bag. I just said I love the green trend. And people were like, and not people, one person, let's be honest. One person was like, oh, don't you only buy black bags? And it's like, I can't like something? Like, and sometimes, tone is important. But like, the person was coming at me like I was a liar or something. And it's like, I can appreciate a green, I should just go buy a green bag just, to be like, here's my green bag. But yeah, sometimes it's a lot. And I commend a lot of these YouTubers and just people in general because I feel like sometimes it can be easy to internalize other people's opinions. And I saw a quote. I'm going to paraphrase because I cannot remember the exact quote at the moment. But the quote was pretty much saying that the version of me that lives in your head is not my responsibility or my obligation. Like, you guys, everybody, like, okay, so let's say like 200 people watched this video. Everybody who watches this video will get a different impression of who Iesha Snow is. And I have no control over that. And I am not in one to try to bend your perception of who I am. I am a 29-year-old homeowner, ex-preschool teacher, and wife. That is who I am. And my husband sees me in a way that I probably don't see myself. My sister sees me in a way that I probably don't see me and myself. And now I'm ranting. So anyways, point number 2 is that I have I'm going to go with 68 at this point. Videos on YouTube. Not all of them are unboxings, though. But let's say all of them were, hypothetically, unboxings. The fact that I have 68 videos on YouTube, but I only have like 6 handbags, for me feels like my intentions started to become unpure. Like, this whole YouTube thing for me was a hobby, per se. I've always had an interest in bags and have slowly grown because when I was in high school, I was really into like Nine West handbags, and Longchamp handbags. And then like out of high school, I slowly started getting into Louis Vuitton Speedy bags. And so like I feel like luxury interest slowly grows. Like it wasn't until like a year or two ago where I was interested in Chanel bags, and I never thought I would have this Birkin bag in my collection, to be honest. So I think it's one of those things that is like you're always chasing the next best thing. I literally saw a comment today, and I'm not sure if I screenshot it, but if I did, I'll insert it now. But this person was saying that when they get bags, it's like they get like a adrenaline rush, and then after a few months it goes away. Or like I can't remember if they say months or days, but again, I'll insert a comment if I have it. But it's like, isn't that crazy to think about? That like I mean, I know that bags and all this kind of stuff, it's just for a little bit of dopamine boost in your head. But I think it's kind of just sad that we put so much emphasis on material possessions. And it's crazy because like my original collection that I had right before I moved down here, I sold everything. I don't have a single piece except for my wallet from that collection. And that's because of like grief, okay? My husband's mother had passed away right before we moved here. And material possessions felt so vain to me in that moment. So I went through and I sold everything. And I feel like that's why I'm so keen to keep everything, like my collection, small, because in the end, things are just things, okay? It is up to your family to distribute them as you want, but things are just things. I prefer memories, I prefer trips, and all those kind of things, because in the end, that is what matters. My third reason was impulse buying and collecting, and then in turn missing out on revenue. So my previous video, the one I just posted, or I literally just recorded it, so I posted it on Wednesday though. But my previous video, I was talking about bags I bought and never showed you guys. And so I talked about a couple of the bags I got from DHgate. And when I'm shopping on DHgate, I no longer shop for bags that are under a certain price point, because I've realized over, my research and all that, that if it's under a certain price point, it's going to be just crap quality, to be honest. But the issue with buying the higher quality things and then going to try to resell it is that it's depending on what people think items are worth, So I would lose out on some money by trying to resell things. And I feel like that's an issue that a lot of people who are into bags on YouTube talk about as well. The loss in profit. Or not profit, but the loss in what you spent in the first place. My fourth reason would be because I currently love my collection. And I've gotten to the point, which makes me very happy, that when I go to look for a bag, I will be like, ooh, I really like this bag, but the dimensions of it remind me of this bag I already own. And that makes me not want to buy the bag, because if I already own it, why do I need it twice? I will say there is 2 bags on my wish list for next year, and I posted on Instagram, but I'll post it right here so you guys can even know what I'm talking about. But it is the Contents 18 bag and the Mini Kelly. Technically I have a Mini Kelly dupe in my collection, but I kind of want one with a stamp. I don't know whether or not that's going to happen, but I have been looking for that bag. And I kind of want a Constance bag, but the Constance 18 kind of reminds me of my Chanel Classic flap. The only difference is the 18 would be smaller in width from my Classic flap. So, I don't know. We'll see how those go. Number 5 is minimalism. I live a very minimalistic life in the first place. I am not one to own a lot of things. Y'all probably see me in this sweatshirt like a quadrillion times, right? Because this sweatshirt and another black hoodie that my mom got me for Christmas last year are the only 2 sweatshirts I own. Like, I'm not one to go and get like a million things. And it's so crazy because my husband is complete opposite. But I'm not one to go buy a million things, because I like to use my things until they look pretty rad, to be honest. And then I'll go and purchase another one. Things I do like to buy a lot though are, if let's say like a t-shirt, because there's a specific t-shirt I like at H&M that I own like 3 of. I don't want them to stop selling them, and then that's my favorite thing. So I will buy a lot of basics. of the same color, whatever, because I like them. But as far as bags, I don't need a Chanel classic flap in every color that they have. And it's so crazy because like that's the opposite of how I felt like a few months ago, to be honest. A few months ago, I felt like I legit had a list. I wanted a white classic flap, and it's like, sis, do you know you? A white classic flap would have been, oh my God, it would have been bad because of how I like treat my things. That classic flap would have been ruined. But I wanted a white classic flap. I think they called it caramel classic flap. I think it was a specific season color though. It kind of reminds me of the gold Birkin, that kind of color classic flap. And I think I wanted a gray classic flap. And the craziest thing is that, like, looking back on that now, I don't wear like any of those colors. I'm not saying I have to wear the colors to wear the bag, but gray looks terrible on me. Gray will wash me out so fast, it's not even funny. So with all that being said, I want to talk about the how I plan on doing this. So the number one thing I plan on doing is deleting buying apps, because sometimes I will scroll through, like, say, like eBay, like it's Instagram. And that's a problem because I have so many things in my like watch list on eBay right now. Like I want an Hermes Cadena charm so bad, but I refuse to pay like $400 for it. Cause it's like probably like this big. And no, just no. She says while she's thinking about it again. They're so pretty. And I want a Pegasus one. I've seen Pegasus ones, I've seen elephant ones, and I've seen it's like, it looks like an H, but instead of like a line, it has like a ball in the center. And what else have I seen? There's one that looks kind of like a hand. The hand ones are pretty much the cheapest ones, but like, why would I want a hand hanging off my bag for? Like, I don't know, it's weird. I said it is no spend years that my birthday is the exception because I have to get myself a birthday gift. But I don't know if a Cadena charm will be what I buy myself for my birthday gift. The second thing I plan on doing is unfollowing luxury creators on YouTube and on Instagram. For some reason, I'm never too inclined to buy something if I see it on Instagram. It's kind of like, oh, that's pretty or whatever. But when I watch a YouTube video about it and they're talking about like how much they love it and like, you know, what can fit in this compartment and all that kind of stuff, I feel like, ooh, do I want that bag? Even though it's like not even close to something I would wear. But again, that's relative because I never thought I would have that Birkin bag up there. And I still haven't worn it. So maybe it isn't my style and I'm trying to convince myself. But that being said, unfollowing YouTubers I think would be very beneficial. The third thing I plan on doing, and I've said this a million times, I've said this a million times this year alone, but I plan on quitting bag YouTube. You know, good things have to come to an end. I feel like I'm sitting down and I'm telling my boss that I'm quitting my job that I've been working at for a while, but the same as you would feel with a underpaid position, I start feeling that about YouTube as a whole. And I feel like there's other things that are more important to worry about. Plus, I'm chill. Like, I did it. Like, I feel like I reached a goal mentally that I wanted to reach. I wanted a collection that I reached for, and I will, for the first time ever, because I've been the type of person that the Palm Springs mini, I will wear that for months and not even think about changing it out. But I finally reached a point where I'm like, oh, on like Friday, I'll wear the Palm Springs mini. On Saturday, I'll wear like this classic flap. And on Sunday, I'll wear like the mini Kelly. Like, I'm actually using what I have. And I think it's because I have such a small collection. So why keep going if there is not a reason to? That being said, I do have, I want to say I have 2 or 3 videos that I may be collaborating with in January, kind of just to knock that luxury wish list out the way. So if that is true, then you will see me for the rest of January. But I think after January 30th, 31st, however many days are in January, I will be done. 31st, I will be done with the bag content, as I won't say as a whole, but I feel like it's time for a change. So I hope you guys enjoyed. What I think it's street sweepers. It's that time of year. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you can hear the street sweepers outside. And I hope to see you guys on my What I Got for Christmas video, whenever I decide to upload that. So have a great holiday. Goodbye.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. We got tote bags. We got the bum bag. And you know my baby is never sad. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Hey, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. And we got gold chains. And one of them's heavy. Sounds like I'm driving me a Chevy. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.